Counting double-digit thousands.
What's up, people? This is your boy CtRacerX, and it is today a lovely Saturday. And there's nothing most people in the world wouldn't rather learn how to do than work on their cars. So today we're going to be working on a 996 Porsche Carrera. So get your gloves, get your tools, and let's follow along. You're asking yourself, what are we going to do today on the Porsche? Well, let me tell you. Today we're going to be changing out the spark plugs on the Porsche. So there's a couple of tools you're going to need. One of them being a jack, the other being a jack stand, and a whole lot of patience. All right, the first thing we're going to do is jack the vehicle up and put it on jack stands. I shouldn't need to explain this. If you have a Porsche, you have jack stand locations. If you do not use the jack location, you can potentially crush your coolant lines under this vehicle, which is a very costly repair. By the way, as a side note, this is exactly the same process you use for not only the 996, but the 997 as well. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove the coil pack cover, taking this 10mm nut off right here, and behind, over here, let's see if I can get in here, the 10mm nut way back in there. There it is, right there. We'll take that one off as well. Okay, now that you have the coil pack cover removed, now it's time to take off these little T-stars on each one of the coil packs. As you can see, there are 3 coil packs on this side, and there are a total of 6 of the T-star screws. You're going to remove them with a T30 star tool. Okay, put them in, turn them counterclockwise, they'll come right on out. If you need clearance, and you need more clearance, I should say, after removing the mufflers, you can remove the muffler hangers. That will give you a lot more clearance, but that's totally not necessary. Okay, and to take the coil pack controller plug off of the coil pack itself, you're going to need to push on the top of the clip and slide them upward. As I said, because the room is limited here with things like the muffler hanger in place, removal of such items does make the job a lot faster, but again, it's not really necessary, as most issues like these little plugs like these can be pushed in and moved out of the way if you need them out of the way for any reason. Okay, just remember, when you take them off, you make sure you plug them back in. You don't want to have codes and things like that. All right, so I've gotten all the coil pack plugs removed, and I'm just now removing the T30 T-star bolts. If you notice, I'm doing the driver's side of the vehicle. Driver's side of the vehicle is a lot easier to do than the passenger side, so like all jobs, you know, you should endeavor to do the hard side first so you have the energy to deal with it. At any rate, it does take a little bit of clever maneuvering to get in here and get these bolts out, but once you have them out, you're good to go. There we go. And you might have to remove some plugs. That's cool. These little plugs right here, these plugs, to remove them, you push the little metal clip in and pull the plug out, and that'll be out of your way. Okay, now if you have both of the bolts removed, now it's time to go ahead and pull the coil pack out, which you can do by simply pulling on it, give it a nice little tug, like so. They're in there tight, so you have to wiggle them a little bit. Let's see if I can get this to my left. There we go. There you go. There you go. Come on. All right, cool. It just slides right out, like so. Now, since this one happens to be in front of that muffler bracket, you're going to have to bend it a little bit, and that's okay, because they are flexible. Just give it a little twist and a turn, and out it comes. And now we have a coil pack free from the motor. Yay. Okay, if you've gotten your coil packs out of the way, now it's time to take out the spark plug. As you can see, I've got an extension up here, and I'm just sticking it in the head here and turning it out. Now, luckily for me, because I don't have mufflers in the way, I can sort of move around this nut job exhaust system that's inside this car and pull the spark plugs out of the head. In your case, if you have mufflers, you're going to need to take the mufflers off the car. You will not need an extension quite this long. You may only need an extension of a couple of inches or so. no more than about 6 inches. In my case, I'm using a foot-long extension, and that gives me some room to be able to maneuver around all of this exhaust system. As you can see, it's rather plentiful here. Okay, to aid in your removal of the spark plug from the head, a magnet is very handy. Just go ahead and stick the magnet in the hole over here, and out will come a spark plug. Let's see here, what do we got? Oh, snaps, spark plug. Okay, so you're saying to yourself, what kind of plug should I use? Well, I personally like to use the Iridium 9 plug. It is an Iridium plug. You'll notice that it'll fire up faster, you'll get better gas mileage, cleaner burn, and less soot. However, the OEM plug is a Bosch plug. As you can see, it's a platinum plug with 4 nodes. Not a bad plug, not my favorite. And these spark plugs you do not need to gap, so don't gap them, okay? Okay, so you put your spark plugs in. Now you're ready to tighten them down. What you're gonna do is turn them in by hand, okay, till they're tight, and then put 3/4 of a turn on there. That'll get them locked in place. And you should hear the little crush washer crush down. After you got the spark plugs put in, put your coil packs in, one at a time, obviously, and put in your T30 T-star bolts back in place. Tighten those down to hand tight, and then put your coil cover back on. After you've got that done, you're all done. So that's how you do the spark plug service on your 996 997 Porsche. If you were able to watch this video and follow along and change out the spark plugs on your 996 Porsche, 997 Porsche, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe for more of my content. If you'd like to follow me on social media because you're a bona fide stalker, and I appreciate that, you're going to follow me on Instagram at CtRacerX. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you real soon.
Counting double-digit thousands.